When a massive 130-watt CO2 laser beam hits a solid slab of cast acrylic, the vaporization is instantaneous. Moving up from a basic desktop diode or a mid-range 60-watt system to a machine in this power class is a permanent upgrade to your commercial manufacturing capabilities. At 77 by 57 inches, the VEVOR 130-watt occupies a footprint that rarely even fits through a standard commercial doorway. This is a heavy industrial floor machine. But it is the price tag that forces a double take. VEVOR is selling this 130-watt platform, fully equipped with an advanced Ruida DSP controller, for around $5,100. This chart breaks down the required capital expenditure among leading brands. Looking at the top blue bar, VEVOR sits right at $5,177. Compare that to the bottom gray bar, an equivalent OMTech machine, and you're keeping over $2,300 in your pocket. That leads to an obvious question. Are you taking advantage of an incredible hardware arbitrage, or are you buying a massive liability? A $2,000 gap suggests that some costs are simply being deferred. To see what those costs look like in practice, we have to audit the actual sweat equity required to get this machine running. That toll starts the moment the delivery truck arrives. Weighing over 736 pounds, moving it across your shop floor requires heavy pallet jacks and manpower. Once it is in place, you face the electrical reality. You aren't just powering a glass laser tube. You're simultaneously running a high-voltage power supply, heavy-duty hybrid stepper motors, a built-in air compressor, and an active refrigeration unit. This massive combined load demands a dedicated, isolated electrical circuit, wired specifically for this single piece of equipment. Attempting to plug this into a shared garage wall outlet while running a shop vacuum or an external air compressor guarantees tripped breakers and ruined workpieces mid-cut. Your electrical infrastructure also demands perfect chassis grounding. The internal power supply pushes tens of thousands of volts to excite the CO2 gas mixture. Without a robust ground, you risk fatal operator shocks. Even a minor static electricity buildup will instantly fry the Ruida motherboard and stepper drivers. Upgrading your facility's wiring is a mandatory hidden cost. Skipping it turns a commercial fabrication tool into an expensive fire hazard. Assuming your power is clean, you have to manage the beam itself. A 130-watt laser excels at single-pass, high-speed cuts through dense materials like 20mm hardwoods or thick cast acrylic, leaving perfectly polished edges in seconds. But that raw strength creates the sledgehammer syndrome. Large glass tubes have a high minimum firing threshold just to ignite the gas. Because of this, it's impossible to engrave delicate shading on thin paper or leather without burning straight through. Generating that intense infrared energy is thermally violent. These tubes operate at about 20% electrical efficiency. The remaining 80% of the energy pumped into the machine turns directly into waste heat inside the glass envelope. If you try to cool this tube with a basic radiator-style passive water pump like a CW3000, the water will never drop below room temperature. You will trigger immediate thermal runaway, cracking the glass and killing the laser. Operating safely requires active, compressor-based refrigeration. The CW5200 standard is mandatory to maintain the strict 15 to 25 degrees Celsius operating window. Here, the VEVOR SH1490 variant offers a distinct advantage. It integrates the CW5200 chiller directly into the lower steel chassis. This built-in architecture reclaims floor space and eliminates the risk of tripping over hoses or crimping a waterline. The trade-off is access. If the internal Freon compressor fails, diagnosing and servicing those components inside a cramped machine cavity is far more difficult than simply swapping out an external box. The combination of high cutting power and volatile thermal physics demands a level of operational discipline rarely seen with entry-level hardware. That discipline extends to your budget. Calculating your total cost of ownership means recognizing that the initial $5,100 does not cover the infrastructure required to run the machine safely. For instance, cutting thick organic material generates staggering volumes of thick smoke and combustible gas. A standard bathroom vent or basic 4-inch residential fan is completely incapable of clearing a 1400 by 900 millimeter enclosure. This chart outlines the strict industrial fluid dynamics required for different cabinet sizes. Looking at the highlighted row at the bottom, a 130-watt enclosure demands dual 200mm inline duct fans just to maintain adequate negative pressure and prevent cabinet fires. Next is the optical path. Experienced fabricators universally discard the factory-installed lenses and mirrors upon delivery. The stock optics are cheap and degrade rapidly under the extreme thermal stress of a 130-watt beam. Swapping out factory parts for highly reflective molybdenum mirrors and premium lenses prevents the optics from shattering, tightens beam spot size, and maximizes cutting depth. Finally, you must purchase a dedicated CO2 fire extinguisher. If you discharge a standard dry chemical extinguisher onto a material flare-up, the corrosive physical residue will irreversibly ruin the linear guide rails and exposed motherboards. These infrastructural upgrades add hundreds of dollars and hours of labor to your final bill. That is the true sweat equity payment required by budget machinery. All of this brings us back to the hardware arbitrage. It is an open secret in the fabrication industry that VEVOR, OMTech, and Monport machines are largely assembled in the exact same overseas factories. They utilize identical steel chassis designs and matching Ruida DSP controllers. When you pay thousands more for a competing brand, you are not buying superior baseline hardware. You are purchasing rigorous stateside quality assurance checkpoints and dedicated English-speaking technical support networks. To map out if the VEVOR makes sense for your specific situation, we can look at a simple decision matrix. We have budget on the horizontal axis and your need for external technical support on the vertical. The ideal VEVOR buyer sits firmly in the bottom left. You are highly technical, budget-conscious, and view the machine as a raw hardware platform. You are perfectly comfortable using a multimeter, aligning optical mirrors yourself, and relying on community forums to troubleshoot. Up in the top half, we have the anti-buyers. If you run a zero-downtime production shop or an educational makerspace where machine delays equal lost revenue, a lack of immediate phone support is unacceptable. For you, the premium charged for white glove service is a highly justifiable business expense. But if you possess the mechanical competence to match the massive capital savings, the VEVOR 13-watt delivers an unbeatable hardware return on investment. Plan your upgrades, respect the physics, and start fabricating.